This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz, brought to you by Gate City Bank and Pepsi.
Football in Fargo is back in the fall, right where it belongs. And Matt Entz and his North Dakota State football program, they have navigated a rigorous fall camp here in 2021, and they're ready to get things rolling here 6 days away from the season opener against the Great Danes from Albany. Welcome in, everybody. Jeff Culhane here with you. It is the Bison Football Show. New time, new home here on WDAY television and all across the state of North Dakota on their great affiliates as well. We're ready to go for a football season. Coach, great to see you. First of all, thanks so much. How excited are you and your guys to get going here? A game 6 days away, chomping at the bit, I'm sure.
We are. It's been only about 70 days since the spring season ended, but I think our guys, the normal cycle, getting back June 1st, access into the weight room, all the team activities that we've been able to have has really generated some continuity, some closeness, but also an excitement and an energy for the season upcoming.
It'll be 100 days from the final game last spring, right up to this first game coming up next Saturday. Have you noticed anything different about how you guys have approached it during fall camp, or anything unique at all with the quick turnaround?
You know, our messaging to our football team as we approach the fall was, it's going to look like traditional fall camp. And that was even our messaging back in the spring.
Questions, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe more from Bison Nation. Who is the starting quarterback for your football team? Have you made that decision? And can you give us any insight into that?
We have Quincy Patterson's going to be our starting quarterback for the fall 21. We're extremely excited about Quincy, the things that he brings to the quarterback position. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the room in general. We have, a number of players in there that can help us win football games, or probably are the caliber of quarterbacks that can win games. And you've seen Cam Miller has won games for the Bison, and Cam is playing his best football of his career right now. And so he has been tremendous competitor, tremendous leader. And, I know he's going to continue to challenge Quincy, help him prepare weekly. And I'm excited about the maturity and the leadership that's in that room. And, of course, I know Coach Hedberg is going to have those guys locked in, ready to go for week one.
Yeah. Give us a little more on Quincy Patterson. You guys have seen him since last January, obviously. Yep. The fans, the first look they'll get is this coming Saturday versus Albany. What stands out about this young man that you really like?
Well, huge arm, can make all the throws, has really understood and worked his way through our offense. So, this is a young man that has started over. He was a freshman last January and had a new terminology, new plays, new concepts, new standard, new expectations within the program. And it's always fun to kind of compare Virginia Tech versus NDSU and the pros and cons of both. But and then he provides a huge piece in our quarterback run game. When you're 6'3", 6'4", 240, 45 pounds, he's going to change the dynamic of how people are going to have to defend us.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look quick and take a peek at our Missouri Valley Football Conference rankings. Also, the FCS preseason coaches poll. And those boards brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. The Bison at number 2 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference coaches poll. You see it there. And then you take a peek at the FCS preseason coaches poll nationally around our division. I know from a rankings perspective, you probably don't care a whole lot. And this team doesn't need any motivation. Right. It's all about the Bison and continuing to get better each and every day.
You're exactly right. We haven't commented. We haven't made mention of any sort of ranking at all with our kids right now. Our number one message or vision is to identify what's going to be our edge going into fall camp. And we feel like the way we practice, the way we prepare, the way we go through just our daily routine is what creates our edge and puts us in great situations to win. So, Jeff, we haven't really put a whole lot of value into those. We're going to take them one game at a time, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, guys, coming up next on the Bison Football Show, as we've mentioned, new home, new broadcast team, new play-by-play man, bringing you Bison football on the TV side. Don Mizzo joins us next when we return.
Better starts with convenience. Our 43 convenient locations make running errands easy. Better starts with trust. You can trust that your pre-approval is guaranteed on closing day, which is one less thing to worry about. Better starts with saving you money. No ATM fees and no minimum balances mean how you spend your money is up to you. Because at Gate City Bank, better starts with you. And this means better ways to brighten your day. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field also build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
Well, by now you know there is a new TV home for NDSU football. If you don't, check your channel guide, please. And a person standing next to me is someone you know very well. And we're all looking forward to him being in the booth here with this WDAY broadcast team as the play-by-play man for NDSU football on the TV side. Dom Izzo with us on the Bison Football Show. First off, congratulations.
Thanks,
I feel like I'm in the wrong spot right now. Do you want to take this segment over?
It's very odd not to be opening up a segment, I'll be honest on that front, but I appreciate it. It's great. And welcome to our territory.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure. What's this mean to you? The excitement level around this, to be in the booth, calling the games on the TV side. WDAY has obviously been a staple of Bison football coverage for such a long, long time, decades. Take us behind the curtain for you.
I would say I've been here for 15 years. I got here in 2006, and this has always been just something out there. Like, man, it'd be kind of neat if it ever came about. And to cover the team as closely as I have since I've been here, this is now the biggest opportunity I've ever had. I'm super excited about it.
And things open up next weekend against the Great Danes from the University at Albany. Just get a 35,000-foot view from you of Matt Entz's football team here in year number 3, coming off of that unique spring season.
That's one word for it.
Yes, it is. There's no doubt. And not picked to win the Valley. Yep. Still, obviously, in the mix when you talk about this FCS level nationally. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I was not one of them to pick them. I picked South Dakota State to win the league, knowing full well both the Jacks and the Bison have quarterback issues with them. This team reminds me, Jeff, a lot of that 2011 team that lost in the quarterfinals, had a ton of young guys that played and came back, and then, of course, started this run. Everywhere else I look, they are loaded at spots. Running back, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line. I am interested there because since you've been here, you saw the likes of Greg Menard and Derek Tuska. They have that dude.
Right.
They can get to the quarterback. I don't know if they have that on this team. Not saying they don't have good players, just the one guy that maybe two offensive linemen have to block. Linebackers, I think they're really solid. On the back end, safety, they're good. Corner's a spot that's got my attention. That was one, Josh Hayes leaves in the middle of the season. Courtney Eubanks came out of nowhere as another true freshman, and I thought against Eastern Washington and Sam Houston, he was really, really good. But quarterback and cornerback are the two spots I've been watching throughout fall camp.
Thoughts on what the quarterback, whomever, Quincy Patterson, Cam Miller, I think a lot of us, they both could have a role at some point during the year. What does the Bison quarterback need to do with this offense?
They got to run the ball. That was the one thing that I think we were sold on Zeb Nolan, and he just couldn't do it. And we saw the value of the quarterback run game. Even when Cam Miller got in there and was able to move just a little bit against South Dakota State in the Dakota Marker game. Like, wow, this has just been missing throughout the spring. Obviously, Quincy Patterson has that in spades. If he can complete even 55 to 58% of his passes, which I know is below what NDSU wants, they're going to be A-OK. I really believe that. They just got to get some consistency out of the quarterback spot.
Dom, thanks for the time. Congratulations again.
Thanks, Jeff.
We're looking forward to it. There you go. Dom Izzo, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next on the Bison Football Show, the head coach rejoins us. We'll take a look at some of the headliners around NDSU football individually. That's coming up next.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Powerful and playful, delicate and precise, bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
And welcome back to the Bison Television Show here with the head coach, Matt Entz. Well, of course, every year in the preseason, talking points for the media, guys like us and the fans. You've got headliners individually all across FCS college football. We take a peek at the Missouri Valley Football Conference. All conference picks for the Bison. It's brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. Very well represented once again. You've got guys like Christian Watson, Cordell Volson, and others. Jackson Hankey on the defensive side of the football. The names go on and on. It's a team game, obviously, but you certainly have had some very special players and have some on this team this year.
Oh, we do. All these guys have earned this recognition, and so it's exciting to see that their hard work, their efforts are being recognized not only by the media, but by all those that have voted for these teams. But really look for, Cordell Volson. Feels like he's been on that team probably 4 or 5 times now. But excited about his leadership and where he's at right now. And, Christian Watson, I think he was named probably on the preseason all-conference team in a couple different spots. Yeah. Returner, wide receiver. And so extremely talented young man. We got to find unique and different ways to get him the football this fall.
Yeah, you see the All-America picks as well. brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. To your point, as an All-American, Christian Watson in 2 different spots, as a wide receiver and as a kick returner. His special teams play last year in the spring was big-time pivotal for your squad.
It was. Our coaches did a great job of scheming some things to make sure we could get him the football. He's an explosive player. He's got tremendous speed. Probably one of the fastest players that's ever probably gone through NDSU and played for the Bison. And, we got to anticipate this fall people aren't going to be kicking to him quite so much. So we got to be unique and we got to be creative in ways to get him the football so he can have enough touches because he can take the top off and he can make those explosive plays.
It's also watch list season as well. Christian Watson's name, James Kaiser, and Jackson Hankey, guys that have been recognized nationally across the board. Logan Campbell has more on these special Bison.
Senior linebacker Jackson Hankey stood out in the spring season, leading the Bison in tackles. In the fall, he grabbed national attention before he could even play a down.
It was a little shocking to me, I'll have to admit. It definitely wasn't something I was necessarily expecting.
The Park River native was named to the Butkus Award watch list, given to the nation's top linebacker. And Hankey, he's the only FCS player on the list.
It's a very prestigious award, and I feel very honored to have it. I think of time when I came in here and think of the things I've gotten to do, the things I've gotten to be a part of. That's just another area where I've just been blessed and super fortunate to be part of this program.
The Bison linebacker core wasn't done either. James Kaiser, who made the switch from safety just a couple seasons ago, finds himself on the Buck Buchanan preseason list, given to the top FCS defensive player.
It's a huge honor, and I was super excited about it. I know Kyle Emanuel won it back in 2014, and just be able on the preseason watch this for it is super, super cool. I'm just going to do my job. So playing fast and doing my job, the plays will come to me.
On the offensive side, senior wide receiver Christian Watson has proven to be one of the most electric players in the country. He racked up nearly 900 all-purpose yards and 2 kickoffs returned for scores in the spring, put him in All-American company.
I've seen growth in every aspect of my entire life. Just learning from older guys in the receiver room and then becoming that older guy. It's kind of just, humbled me. And, just taught me, what it's like to kind of, transition from, being at the bottom to the top.
Now, he's got a chance at the very top offensive award in the FCS, the Walter Payton Award.
And, I'm just proud. I'm proud to be a Bison. I'm proud to, be able to leave my legacy here.
I'm Logan Campbell reporting.
Well, we appreciate Logan Campbell there. Great piece on the watch list for those 3 young men individually. New segment here, new piece to the Bison Football Show. It is the Great Clips, Great Question of the Week, where you have a chance to go to the WDAY Facebook page and ask Coach a question yourself. Coach, our first question comes from Justin this week. What's the number one thing you and your staff look for when you look for one of the top recruits to come to NDSU?
Well, there's a number of things, but probably one of the first things that we're always going to inquire with high school coaches, with people in the building, community members, that individual circle of people is the character. We're looking for guys who are captains, leaders in their church, leaders in their school. We want self-starters, self-motivated individuals. And if you have high character kids, I think that enables them to get here. This is a challenging program. We expect a lot. Our fan base expects a lot. We work extremely hard, and so when we have high character kids, they generally turn out to be really good Bison for us.
There you go. Justin, great question. Our Great Clips, Great Question of the Week. Great Clips. It's going to be great. Coming up next on the Bison Football Show, name, image, and likeness has been a big new addition to athletics around college sports. We'll tell you about that when we return.
Bison Nation, this is head football coach Matt Entz. With all that goes into leading the Bison to victory, the last thing I want to worry about is the clothing I need to look and feel my best. I shop at Halberstadt's West Acres because I trust that they provide me with everything I need for meetings at the office, press conferences, and casual Bison attire. With plenty of options for sport coats, shirts, denim, suits, shoes, and accessories, I'm confident that when I need anything and everything menswear, Halberstadt's West Acres has me covered.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance in the glove box has changed to a quick tap to our online app. And as new technologies make farming more efficient, our coverage ensures you're always protected. The way we live and work has changed, but our values, service, and commitment have remained the same. Nodak is constantly evolving to meet your insurance needs and deliver answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Agents with answers.
Well, Coach, I know name, image, and likeness is something for everyone. Mm-hmm. We're all getting a feel for it right now. Give us your reaction to how you're communicating it to your guys and your thoughts on it at this point in time.
Well, originally this summer we had a couple different educational events trying to get our guys just to understand some of the logistics of it. It seems like a great idea, name, image, and likeness, but there are some other things that aren't as fun to talk about, like taxes and how those things can affect you.
We don't like talking about taxes.
So we felt like that we needed to go and truly educate our guys on, hey, this is a great opportunity for you, and especially in an area where football, athletics, NDSU is so well supported, and there's a lot of energy that surrounds our athletic department. But you have to also understand the responsibilities that you're taking on as well. So, we've seen some guys have, some positive reactions to it. Some guys have got involved with some other companies, some other businesses. And I imagine as this continues to evolve, you'll see maybe more and more in the Fargo-Moorhead community. But it's been a positive. It's been a change. And it'd be naive for us to put our heads in the sand and say it doesn't exist. We're going to try to utilize it to the best of our advantage.
Name, image, and likeness. It is a term we're all getting used to around the world of college athletics right now, and it has hit home here locally with NDSU football. Zach Staten sits down with Phoenix Sproles to go over that in our Olaf Anderson feature story.
Phoenix Sproles knows how to take advantage of opportunities. The receiver proved that on the field in 2019, becoming NDSU's second leading receiver.
Just that feeling, that feeling you had as a kid when you step on the field, knowing that, you prepare for this moment and you just want to show out and have fun.
So when things got tough during the spring season.
My best friend got drafted, so he's no longer with me. Lost my knee at the time, kind of in a bad place.
Sproles found another way to capitalize.
I was very fortunate, and like you said, being a part of history.
When the NCAA finally allowed athletes to profit off of their name, image, and likeness, Sproles, who's been studying social media since high school, was ready to go to work.
I heard about it for the first time maybe 3-4 years ago. Athletes should be paid. A lot of our rules that we can't use our NDSU logos and most of our deals and stuff. So it's really about your image and having 100,000 followers. Like it helps.
His attention to detail paid off on July 1st.
I think I had a partnership at 2 a.m. because I couldn't wait for it.
And through the first 2 months, he's had 19 NIL deals.
When it first started, like those first 2 weeks, I had bunch of teammates. They'll all be like, dinner on Phoenix tonight.
But the hot start hasn't tempered his want to continue to learn.
I didn't know much about taxes, W-9, W-2s. I didn't know that you could not just get money and just live freely. At some point, you got to pay that back. and that's something I was taught through NIL.
Sproles knows he has a lot to prove when he steps back out on the field against Albany.
Especially being at my senior year and wanting those NFL dreams, I got to lock in now more than ever.
But he's happy to leave his mark on his teammates and program, on and off the field.
Never thought I'd be in college while it came to be true.
I'm Zach Staten reporting.
We always like to take an in-depth look at the younger version of NDSU stars who are up and coming within the program. Dom Izzo sits down with the name you'll recognize. It's freshman wide receiver Bryce Lance and our Peterson Farm Seed future crop of Bison.
Bryce Lance is not your typical freshman. From his size to the reputation that precedes him.
Trey Lance is ready to show he can ball with the big boys.
The guys all know me as Bryce, you know, that I'm my own person, and they've really realized that, which is really a blessing to me, you know, just the special group of guys.
He is Trey's younger brother and is ready to walk his own path, but he's also ready to embrace the challenge as well.
Bison face the storm. They don't walk away from the storm. So that was kind of something that, you know, I really took to, and I'm not going to try to run away from that legacy of, you know, being Trey's brother, but I'm going right into it and, you know, trying to make my own path.
When Lance signed in December with NDSU, he was just over 6'1". The lanky wide receiver has sprouted to 6'3".
Every time I'd walk by coach, you know, they'd be like, wow, you're growing still. I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't notice it myself, but every time I see someone I haven't seen in a while, they always say I'm growing. So yeah, I think I definitely did grow these past few months.
Lance may be growing into a spot on the field and is just starting to actually think about playing this fall.
I definitely dreamed about it a couple times, so I think if and when it does happen, it would definitely be a really special moment for me and my family.
I'm Dom Izzo reporting.
All right, 6 days away. We are fired up. Like Coach said, it'll probably feel like an eternity before kickoff comes when the boot meets the ball, 2:30 p.m. Central Time at Gate City Bank Field inside the Fargo Dome, the season opener against the Albany Great Danes. CAA full. That's a major conference opponent coming in to the Fargo Dome to open things up. Initial thoughts on what Greg Gattuso and his squad have done. They had a heck of a 2019 as well, winning a playoff game.
They did, and we're putting a lot of weight into that 2019 season. I know because of health and safety and injuries, their spring was cut short. We're going back and taking a good look at the 2019 season. They have tremendous playmakers on the offensive side of the football. Their running back, their quarterback, 41 touchdowns that he threw for in 2019. You know, that in itself will get your attention. And then I think, you know, the other piece that just from watching film and looking at who's returning, I think they're really good up front. On the front seven on defense is solid. I mean, they're going to tackle well. They're going to play well, get off blocks. They can get pressure on the quarterback with 4. The big quarters team, bring 5 occasionally. And then you mentioned it, you know, CAA football and a new opponent. I think that's got our players excited. Just somebody different coming in the dome, and you know, the fact that they're from the CAA, our kids have immediate respect because we know the quality and the caliber of football that's played in that league.
Yep, Coach, we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for joining us here once again.
Thank you.
He's the head coach, Matt Entz. I'm Jeff Culhane.
Today's Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz has been presented by Gate City Bank and Pepsi.